DJ to the mixer, from my fingers to the fader. Raise your hands up to the speakers. You are here to entertain us.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another TCNewTech. As you can see, we have a packed house behind me here at the City Opera House. Welcome to Traverse City. Actually, one more virtual event, and then we'll see what happens with July. Hopefully, we can all be together one more time sometime this summer. But we really appreciate everybody showing up, and we've got a great lineup. We've got 5-minute pitches, some very interesting, innovative ideas, some startups that are in our midst and we're very excited about, and they all have something they're going to ask of you. And after each one pitches, at the end, they'll have a 5-minute question and answer. So you'll be able to type those into the chat box, and we will get those questions answered for you. So be ready and also be listening, because we're going to be doing some voting at the end. We'll have some announcements throughout the presentations, and then we will announce the winner. Right now, I want to introduce you to my co-host, and she is one of the founding members of TCNewTech, which I don't know if you know, but today is our 5th anniversary of the first TCNewTech. And I'm kind of a newbie with the organization, but Lisa Baker Lawrence has been here from the beginning. And she also represents Access Point, and they're one of our supporting sponsors. So if you're looking for human resource solutions, they're a great company to work with. So I'm going to turn it over to Lisa. Let me bring her in from the green room. There she is. Welcome,
Hello.
Lisa.
Hi, thank you, and happy anniversary, TCNewTech members and newbies and pitch presenters, sponsors. This is super exciting. I want to give a big shout out, because I can, to my friend Russell Schindler, who had this great idea and called me on a whim the first quarter of that year, 5 years ago, and said, I've got this idea, and look where we are now. So very proud to live in a community that supports something such as this, and I'm hoping this can be a great platform to move the presenters this evening forward into their next, I don't know, achieve their next goal, right? So TCNewTech
launch their business.
Right, launch their business here in Traverse City, right? So thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for the warm introduction, Jen. And I think that you can see my screen. We have our mission at TCNewTech. We'd love for everybody to get involved. This is for tech enthusiasts, businesses, entrepreneurs, supporters, people who are just interested in being entertained. If you would like to pitch or become a member, we have a couple QR codes. You can just click on those, snapshot those, and get involved. TCNewTech.org is our website if you'd like more information. Obviously, we have a membership available. These events will always be free, and they're almost always until, well, maybe when this COVID situation is over, the first Tuesday of the month, unless we report otherwise, at the City Opera House, right downtown Traverse City on Front Street. They're always free, and you can always come. Doors open at 5:30. if you'd like to get more involved, which we always encourage you to, we would like to invite you to become a member. Paid membership for only $20. You do get a cool t-shirt. You become part of our organization at a deeper level. You get an invitation to potentially join the board, but certainly vote on board members and become deeper involved and get a little bit more behind the scenes. So we would encourage you to do that. We certainly are excited this evening, like all our evenings, where we are able to provide $500 to a lucky winner. This evening, again, we have the privilege of our local RJG. It's a company recognized international leader in injection molding, training, technology, and resources. It's headquartered right here in our hometown, and they've been longtime supporters of TCNewTech, and they will be gifting $500 this evening to a lucky winner. In addition to our membership, we also have a lot of wonderful sponsors. Michigan Broadband has been with us from the beginning, and we are so thankful. They do a lot with fiber internet, and they can help you out if you are in need. Sarah Hunt is one of the account executives for Michigan Broadband Services. She's also a founding board member and has been on this train since the very beginning, and she would love to talk with you about fiber internet. Here's a little bit of housekeeping. At the very end of our presentations this evening is when you'll have an opportunity to vote. So there is some information that you can take note of now, but we will certainly give you all directions and make sure that everybody clearly understands how to get involved. When the time is right, we'll have about 2 to 3 minutes of voting time, and you need to have your cell phone to be able to do that. We will give you a code for each different company, and you can text that vote to the number that is represented here. So without further ado, we want to get right into it. Miss Christina York with Spellbound. Welcome to TCNewTech.
Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm about to share my screen. Hi, everyone. I'm Christina York, founder and CEO of Spellbound. When patients don't cooperate with medical treatment, cost of care can skyrocket and patient outcomes are negatively impacted. Now, non-cooperation can mean not following your doctor's directives, but for a child, it can simply mean not holding still. When my youngest daughter was 3, she put something in her ear that required us to take her to the hospital to have it removed. Because she was terrified, she didn't hold still. And so first the doctor physically restrained her using a wooden papoose board and Velcro restraints. And then the doctor put her, because that didn't work, put her under general anesthesia in the OR so he could safely use tweezers on her ear. As a parent, I was horrified at the trauma my child went through and knowing that she was less likely to cooperate in the future with healthcare. I was also horrified at the bill I received, which was 20 times more than what the normal procedure should have been. This is not a solution hospitals want either. Spellbound uses immersive augmented reality technology to increase patient cooperation with medical treatment. We do this by adding interactive 3D experiences to the hospital environment, kind of through a mobile device like a smartphone or tablet, kind of like Pokemon Go. We increase medical cooperation with medical treatment in 3 ways. The first is using immersive experiences to distract during painful procedures to reduce perception of pain. Hospitals use this during procedures like catheterizations or needle procedures or burn dressing changes. We also create 3D simulations of procedures so that patients can know what to expect. Like what you're seeing here, it's a little simulation game about an MRI to reduce unnecessary sedations for simple procedures for children. And then the third way that we increase cooperation is by digitally transforming the hospital environment, adding 3D experiences to walls, ceilings, floors, all in an effort to increase rehabilitative movement, like the simple act of getting a child out of bed to walk after surgery. We went to market and got traction quickly. So selling not only to pediatric hospitals like Lucile Packard Children's Hospital at Stanford, but to large general hospitals like New York Presbyterian, and even specialty hospitals like MD Anderson Cancer Center. Hospitals pay an annual subscription fee subscription fee up front to access our software through their devices. We do not sell hardware. They access it through their smartphones and tablets. Pricing is based on how large the hospital is, as well as the size of the team that will be using it. We typically enter a hospital in a land and expand model. We enter through a single department at a lower price point, build trust, get them familiar with the technology, get success stories, and then upsell, cross-sell to other departments to increase our average contract value. Since COVID, we've seen a lot more opportunities for technology like ours. Our technology engages patients, lowers risk without increasing staff utilization, meaning that the patients can do it themselves without putting a burden on already burdened nurses. And because all patients in hospitals are under isolation protocols, pediatric patients are confined to their rooms without visitors, they're not walking, and they're at higher risk for pneumonia. So since COVID hit in the last 2 months, we've had 3 new sales: Comer Children's at University of Chicago, MD Anderson, and CS Mott at the University of Michigan. We also signed a channel partnership with SmileMakers, a Berkshire Hathaway company that has more than 50 years experience in patient experience. They are in 3,000 hospitals and tens of thousands of community clinics and private practices across the US and Canada. So they offer us a way to help scale. And just yesterday, we were awarded a $1.8 million grant from the NIH to study how our augmented reality can not only reduce length of stay, but also opioid use for post-surgical cancer patients. If we get them up and walking and not using pain meds for pain management, that they are healthier and stronger upon discharge and they can be released sooner. Right now, we serve pediatrics, but our vision is to serve all populations in the hospital: teens, adults, the elderly, and also to move into adjacent markets like home healthcare and private practice. Our big vision is to be the 3D platform for healthcare and to go global. This is our team. We are researchers with PhDs. We are, tech gurus who've had unicorn exits, but we're also parents and sufferers of chronic conditions. We have worked in healthcare. We know healthcare. We are spellbound. These are some of our real patients, and we are revolutionizing healthcare using augmented reality. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you. So we have got 5 minutes for Q&A, and it looks like we've got some questions coming in. So if you are watching on YouTube or Facebook Live, please enter your questions and we will get them filtered through here to Christina.
Okay.
All right. So it looks like we've got our first question being loaded. So how is this different from normal video games kids might play already?
Yes. So when some children are cooperative and don't need anything. And some children, YouTube might work or a familiar video game. But what's most commonly found is that when children are under pain or stress, that the normal things don't work. And both augmented and virtual reality, because they are 3D, have been proven to pretty much activate different centers in the brain, effectively blocking the fight or flight response that most people have when experiencing pain or they're under duress. So that's why we chose augmented reality as a more immersive technology. It's more effective at blocking that perception of pain, and it's also novel and new to many children, and so that works in a scary environment.
Awesome. Not something that I would think about until you're there. That's too late. Let's see. So somebody from SampleServe would like to know, can you explain what your patent is all about?
Yes. So we currently hold 2 patents. We have more pending. The patents are both utility patents that cover, actually between the 2 of them, they have over 60 claims to them. So very large patents, but around the creation of our augmented reality. So specific products like the use of wall decals to encourage post-surgical ambulation, the use of card systems or collector card systems with augmented reality, and several other aspects of data collection, as well as optimizing delivery for performance, particularly in the hospital environment.
Great. Benson would like to know, what is your pricing?
Benson, that ranges hugely. So sometimes our smaller products, like for a single piece of content at a small hospital, it can be in like a few thousand a year for them to use, say, a simple quick distract card that has augmented reality to help with needle-related medical procedures. But then we have hospitals that have digitally transformed large sections of their hospital for rehabilitative movement, and those can be in six figures per year.
Okay. All right. Next question is from Sebastian. He would like to know, do you need FDA approval?
So no, technically no, Sebastian, we don't need. However, with FDA approval comes a lot of opportunities, as well as becoming, helping us to become a reimbursable, a line item on, to be reimbursed by payers. So we right now entered the hospitals saying, we are a tool that the clinicians, the hospital staff choose to use when appropriate. We are low risk because we are technology, we're non-invasive, non-pharmacological, and that is how we entered the market. However, with this new grant that we've received from the NIH, one of the possible outcomes is to receive FDA approval because we will have evidence, and we've had initial conversations with the FDA to try to understand how, say, a de novo path for us would work, or how it would benefit our customers and our business.
Great. Looks like we might have time for one more question. Let's see if we can load this up here. Okay, Michael Hall asked, will the grant of 1.88 million change your vision, or were grants surprising or not built into your goals?
Michael, I can't say that we ever expected to get a big grant like that. It's like winning the lottery in a sense. Like, there's fierce competition. Our team worked very hard, and we were very proud of that. It does not change our vision. What it changes is our trajectory in getting to that vision. So getting this validation from the NIH, giving us this opportunity to work with top research partners and to really quantify our impact in healthcare will help move us more quickly down toward our vision. So being able to, we validated in pediatrics, next we can move on to adults and, potentially get grants now as follow-on because of the, foundational work we've done. So it helps us speed up commercialization and speed up distribution. And so more hospitals can get access to it. And then we can move down our vision, our roadmap more quickly.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Christina. We have someone that asked one more question, and I will sneak this in here because it's on the screen. Eric asks, well, first he says, great job. And do you have a targeted customer acquisition cost?
Yes, we do. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it. Our current customer acquisition cost, just because we're live streaming, I'm going to say it's definitely, it's around $10,000. So it's not a huge amount considering how long sales cycles can be for our hospitals. We have a very short sales cycle in general because of our land and expand strategy. So we've really optimized a lot of things, especially as an early stage startup, to get in quickly, get in cheaply because we don't have a lot of resources, and really make the most of our efforts once we land that customer. So to continue to expand the relationship either through research or new sales.
Awesome. Well, thank you and great job. And if the audience would like to vote for Christina York, CEO of Spellbound, we will have a chance in just a few moments. So thank you so much. So we want to move along on the program here. Before our next pitch, we want to say a couple of thank yous to our supporting sponsors. Susan Safradine-Rouser with State Farm Insurance. She's down there on 8th Street offering free coats and free coffee. We also have our SCORE members, SCORE mentors. We need to advance the slide. Maybe I should say a couple more things about Susan. Go back one slide. We're working in tandem tonight, and you all are so gracious to us as we do this. So for those of you who are not familiar with SCORE, they can do a variety of things. They are a service that is powered through our local Chamber of Commerce or Traverse Connect, and they do a variety of mentoring. So at any point of your business, if you need any sort of help or direction, resources, anything, contact them. They have a group and team of professionals that can assist you. Northern Michigan Angels, obviously, there are a lot of folks here today looking for investment opportunities, and these are wonderful support folks within our community who have been around from the very beginning supporting TCNewTech. So Northern Michigan Angels, thank you so much. And one of our newest supporting sponsors, Mr. Blake Bernard with Home Waters Real Estate. Blake, thank you so much for jumping on board here and helping us out. There are a lot of folks moving to our area and starting their business. And if that is you or looking to relocate, Blake and his team over at Home Waters Real Estate can help you find the perfect home. We will move right in and welcome Eric with Locus for our next presentation. Eric, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Share my screen here. All right. How does that look?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Eric Haslinger, and I am the co-founder of Locus. Take a second and think about the last time you wanted to shop local for something. Maybe it's a new outfit, maybe it's a gift for someone, maybe something for your home. But you ended up at Amazon or Wayfair or Banana Republic. How did that make you feel? How successful was that shopping trip? Well, we set out to really understand why this was happening, and our research uncovered two key themes. The first, and not surprising, especially recently, small shops are struggling. They're struggling to compete with big retail and e-commerce. They're also struggling to serve today's digital shopper. And on the other side, shoppers are struggling to find and purchase items locally. It's inconvenient with varying store hours and parking. It's time consuming, visiting multiple shops around town. And also, shoppers don't know what's out there, so they avoid the risk of a failed trip altogether, driving them again to the big retail and e-commerce. So simply put, the benefits of shopping local don't outweigh the costs for many types of shopping trips. And this is the gap we're looking to fill. So what is Locus? Locus is a digital platform that connects shoppers with a network of independent shops. There's one place to connect and shop with your local stores. So kind of three main components that make up our platform. The first, discover the gems in and around your own town or explore a new area. Maybe you're traveling, maybe being from Grand Rapids, maybe I'm traveling to Traverse City and I'm trying to explore what the local favorites are. Think about how many great shops are out there that you don't know exist. Second, you can submit a search for anything that you're looking for, and Locus will help curate product recommendations available from your local shops. And lastly, share with others in a fun and helpful way to support local. It's a great tight-knit community with local shopping. So this is a great opportunity to be a part of it. So Locus offers clear benefits for both sides. For the shops, we bring shops active leads to increase the sales conversion rate of their time invested on digital. Shops have told us over and over they're spinning their wheels trying to establish a meaningful digital presence, and it's really starting to take a toll. Locus provides clarity and ease for them. On the shopper side, shoppers experience a higher success rate making a purchase they feel good about. We ease the burden of the search and present you the best options, not every option available out there. And this is what shoppers are telling us that they value. Locus has two main sources of revenue. The first is recurring monthly subscription fees from shops. And the second is a variable listing transaction fee. So we have a diverse set of revenue sources that we're currently exploring. And while we acknowledge there are a lot of heavy assumptions baked into the market opportunities that you see there on screen, it is clear that the opportunity is large and it's worth pursuing. And based on our conversations, most shops already have a digital marketing fund, and they're eager to divert a portion of those funds to our solution. So there's money already being spent on these types of activities, and shops are looking for another avenue, and specifically with Locus. So why Locus? What makes this different? So while the big competitors are trying to convert small shops into marketplace vendors, we are helping amplify the true value of small shops and their staff, namely their service, their knowledge, their expertise. So we help shops do what they do best and not compete with ad spend on Google, Yelp, or Facebook just to be seen and going up against the big players with heavy pockets. Switching costs are low for shops to join. Because we do not require invasive backend integration with their inventory and their other systems, time spent on maintaining and managing their presence is greatly reduced. So it's an easy way to onboard and manage their Locus presence. Locus also services the full customer journey. And so success for us is not just a click or a swipe like the large ad-driven platforms. So how will we approach the market? So on the shop side, every shop owner we've spoken with is constantly looking for new ways to engage with their community and grow their base. They welcome new ideas and they've welcomed Locus, and it's a really tight-knit group. So that sharing among shop owners has not been an issue for us thus far, and we anticipate that to continue. And type in a search. We're already doing that with the big marketplaces and the big e-commerce sites. So Locus is bringing that same experience to local brick and mortar. Here is a sneak peek of our digital prototype. We're currently using it to continue to test and refine our concept and ensure that we're delivering the value that we intend to both sides of the platform before rushing into development. So I don't want to get too caught up in the features on here. Just highlight that we are at this stage where we have a digital prototype. We're sharing it, engaging our shop partners and also potential users to really work out the kinks and make sure that we understood them in our prior research. So a little bit about our team before we go into our ask. So my partner, Jill DeYoung, she has a background in sales and retail and has been great at building relationships with our retail communities and great with engaging them. And she's been welcomed by many shop owners. Our experienced designer, Dylan Vrosch, he is doing incredible work translating our insights into a valuable platform. And my experience, I came from the corporate retail strategy world, and I've been transitioned to the startup world for the past 5 years, creating my own and also advising other entrepreneurs. So with that, we're currently seeking tech developers to help round out our team's experience to really help us progress Locus from concept to solution. And so we have been bootstrapping our way thus far, and the $500 would go a really long way to help get Locus to market. And thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So Eric, we do have some time for a few minutes here for questions remaining. Jake would like to know, how many subscribers do you have and what is the monthly rate?
Yeah, thank you, Jake. So currently we are not at a live prototype stage. So right now we're in concept development. We're sharing our concept, our features are set with potential users. So right now we're still learning. We're still adapting our concept before we get into development to take it live. So no current users or subscribers, but we are engaging stakeholders on both sides of the platform. And they've been with us from the start, and they're continuing along on this journey.
Great. Another question is, how do local merchants provide detailed information in response to an individual request?
Yes, great question, Benson. So I'll try to answer that the best that I can from what we know. At this point, the shops, we know that they're tied down. They're on managing their social media platforms, managing their e-commerce site if they have one. It's taking up a lot of their time. So we see this as managing their storefront on the Locust platform, similar to how you would manage an Instagram account. So being able to easily make updates to new products, to information, anything the shop is putting out there, any search requests is happening right there through the Locust platform. So it's really convenient, it's mobile, and shop owners can really use it when they find time throughout their workday.
And so Doran asks, how is this different from Shop Loyal or other players in the market? Are there, I guess he's alluding to the fact that there are many of them. So how do you differentiate yourself from something like Shop Loyal?
Yes. Well, there are a few different types of other players. So Doran, I will speak to one that you may be alluding to. There are marketplaces like Shoptiques that we know of, these large platforms that are creating marketplaces for small businesses. But what they're really doing is creating another Amazon, creating another marketplace where you're competing against global players. And we are really focused on how do we help shops serve their local customers? We know they're struggling at home, and there's a huge market. They don't need the global audience. They need to thrive and survive in their home and being able to attract new customers. And so the biggest thing that separates us is we're not trying to bring every shop online to create a storefront.
Great. Mary would like to know, any thought about partnering with Uber or such to achieve same-day delivery?
Yes, Mary, great question. We know that delivery, especially now, through the pandemic, that access to small shops and receiving goods is top of everyone's mind. Delivery is certainly something we're looking into. It's part of our testing with users. At this point, we're still working on a few ways that could happen. Partnerships with an Uber, with other third-party logistics companies certainly is one of the options we're looking into.
All right. It's a great vertical idea. How do you market to shoppers?
Great question. What's nice is all of our shop partners already manage their own customer lists. They already have a digital presence. They already have the audience. And so we can really leverage all the different networks that each of these shops already have, which makes it more or less a free customer acquisition cost from that sense. We also, we see this as really high value selling points. So things like targeted digital marketing ads would be very successful as opposed to just the word of mouth and using existing networks.
Great. So we have time for one more question here. Michael Hall would like to know, how will the retailer see the sales that are directly attributed to Locust, and the subscription price provides visibility? How will a shop see the return on that investment? Yes,
Michael, great question. So we'd be controlling the end-to-end experience. So I mentioned that we have touch points across the whole digital experience, shopper experience. And so we know when people join, how they came to your storefront. We understand, okay, what did they share? What activity was happening within the platform? And also checking out straight from us. And so we would have sales data, transaction data, and we could directly attribute any increase in hit rate for them serving customers, any increase in sales, all those metrics that I believe you're speaking to.
Fantastic. Great. Eric from Locust, thank you so much. Any of you that would like to vote for Locust, there's a code below, and we will give you voting instructions here in just a moment. So before we move into our next presentation, a quick thank you to a few of our in-kind sponsors, Ms. Kelly Ignis, current board member, and also with Workshop 6-7 for website design and support, as well as all of these additional in-kind sponsors. So there are a lot of ways to get involved in a lot of things that we need to make TCNewTech happen. And as you can see, we have a lot of different levels of sponsorship. So if that's something that you're interested in getting involved with, please raise your hand. We would love to talk with you. Next, we'd like to welcome Miss Carrie with 20 Fathoms. Carrie, welcome.
Thank you. So, hi, everybody. I am just going to get my screen up here. All right. Good to go, Lisa?
Good to go. Thank you.
Okay, so I am the new director of marketing at 20 Fathoms, and I'm thrilled to be part of this incredible and growing team we have here at 20 Fathoms. And I'm also really looking forward to getting to know you all in the TCNewTech community. And real quick, I just want to give some updates on some events that we have coming up at 20 Fathoms. So first, this Thursday, we are hosting a business development and sales training specifically for startups. This will be led by an executive coach from GK Training in New York, who will be discussing actionable steps on having productive sales conversations, especially during this time when we're all doing so many virtual meetings like this. Next, we've got several TC Codes workshops for software developers and others. On June 9th, we have a C# fundamentals workshop, which is actually a 3-week study group that's kicking off, and they're using online content from plural sites. Then we have an event on feature flagging presented by Nolan Earl on June 11th, followed by an event on the financial side of dev projects, where we'll be talking about coding although the models can be applied to any new dev project. So this would be appropriate for a broader audience. And finally, in early July, we've got a LinkedIn 101 class, which will be great for all new professionals. So if anyone would like to know more about these events, please reach out to Keith Kelly with TC Codes. So then we have TEDx Traverse City coming up on June 17th. The theme this year is Rethinking Our Healthcare, which is super timely. And our own Jack Miner, who is president of HealthSpark at 20 Fathoms, will be one of the speakers, and he'll be discussing the impact of COVID-19 is having on telehealth. Finally, later in June, our friends at Traverse Connect are doing a mid-year update, and Lauren Bigelow or our executive director at 20 Fathoms, and Jack Miner from HealthSpark will be giving an update on the exciting new things happening here at 20 Fathoms in 2020. So check out our website at 20fathoms.org, and also our Eventbrite page to register for any of these events, and definitely follow us on social media for the latest. Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks, Carrie. All right, next we'd like to welcome Brendan Wang with Capnos. Brendan, how are you?
Hi, doing well.
Hello.
Thanks for having me, Lisa. Really glad to see that the audience is so engaging here. Pull up my screen. All righty. Cool. So first off, I just want to thank everyone for coming out here today and for hearing us all pitch. My name is Brendan Wong, and I'm the founder of Capnos, where our mission is to help people breathe better with a safe alternative to vaping to help people quit and save lives. Vaping is a personal issue for me. I started as a freshman in high school, and it's scary knowing that children as young as middle schoolers are starting now. When I came back to school at Michigan State University this past fall semester, I saw how my friends struggled to quit, and it was the same time that people were starting to die from vaping or developed lung diseases. Pained by this, I thought someone had to do something about this. So I went out and asked over 500 people why they vape. We've discovered that at least 2/3 of vape users reported vaping for an oral fixation or just a desire to hit something for the behavior itself, more so than a physiological addiction to nicotine. So what's being done right now? Well, there's products like nicotine gums, patches, lozenges, and essential oil pens, but they're frankly too expensive and they just don't work. Many users report that the gum doesn't satisfy that craving to just suck on something or just play with something in their hands. Essential oil pens try to do that, but there's still some chemicals that are being heated and vaporized, so they're not as safe as they claim to be. Oftentimes, these products can cost up to $40, which make them pretty expensive remedies. So that's why we've created the Capnos Zero. It works just like this. When you hit it, there's a valve that pops open, which allows for deeper breaths of air. So there's still that full hit satisfaction, all while having flavored mouth tips like mint, mango, melon, and other flavors in a package with zero smoke, zero nicotine, and zero harm. At the end of the day, the only thing that goes in the user is just air. We've actually had a prototype developer program with 11 testers in a span of 4 weeks and have found that people were able to reduce their vaping usage from 1 Juul pod or 1 disposable vape every day down to as low as 1 a week. So we recognize that this is a huge issue, so something has to be done about it now. For many of you who are watching and are parents, have you asked your children whether or not vaping is an issue in their school? If that's the case, many of you might say yes, because the numbers are only getting bigger. What starts off as a social thing ends up becoming a personal addiction. The thing is, we're trying to save lives, so we're making the Cap No Zero affordable so that it's widely available. We're selling each pack for $14.99 and replaceable caps of 2 for only $7.99, and can be found in various stores across the nation. Right now, however, we are still in a prototyping stage, so we haven't quite yet reached the market. Our team is comprised of myself, Jake Roach, and Alex Sharon, whom we recently brought in this past March. The reason why we're all here is that we're passionate about the issue that we're trying to solve, because all of us have been affected by vaping in some way or the other. We're learning lots really rapidly, so we can learn from the best and do the best that we can provide for the people. We're also all Spartans, by the way, so for all the Spartans out there, go green. I do want to share, here's a timeline of many of our firsts. And as you can see, we've only started last September, but we're dedicated to moving quickly. With that, we attended CES in Las Vegas at the start of January, and we're able to connect with vape stores who have already placed retail orders, as well as talked with school administrators and medical professionals who would want to implement CapNos in a quitting program in one of these locations. We're also looking to protect ourselves through a trademark and obtain a patent as well. Ultimately, we really want to see a cleaner earth with less waste and with using products that are actually good for yourself. So please, join us on our mission to help people breathe better with a safe alternative to vaping. So what do you say? Let's put a cap on vaping. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you. Contact information for CapNos LLC. All right. So I've got time for some questions, and we'll wait for them to come in. And I'll have to say, while they're loading those questions, I usually try to stay really neutral when there's speakers, but I have 3 teenagers at home, and I'm in the back of my head, I'm going like this. This is a very serious issue. So I appreciate the time that you and your team are trying to help solve this problem. How did you come up with the name?
Yeah, funny story. I was thinking about what is relevant to this problem. So I honestly just went on Google Translate, put in Latin to English and searched up smokeless, and we came to a CapNos. I just took the A off and it became CapNos.
Okay, great. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We look like we have a couple other questions here. Michael Grollo would like to know, do you need any FDA approval?
Thanks, Michael. That's actually one of our most common questions that we get. And the FDA requires products that contain, and so this is disposable vape, products that contain nicotine or vapes of any sort to state on their package that contains these products and that they're harmful. But for us, there's almost like a loophole, if you will, in the fact that we have a product that can be sold to teenagers, given that there are no dangerous chemicals or anything that's actually being ingested, because it's just air. However, we're still looking to work with FDA officials, FAA officials, and just learn from them, so that way we have all the right things checked off to make sure that we have a truly safe product.
Great. Leonard Ferguson asks, well, first he says, great idea and go green.
Right.
What will prevent the big players from copying?
Great question. So when we went out to CES in January, we actually had some representatives from PAX Labs who actually make the jewel come up to us and were taking pictures. And we're like, oh, wow, this is going to be an issue. But the thing is, we tried to build a brand message that's truly authentic. I mean, you can see I understand this problem. I'm not like someone who's just trying to make money from this, because I actually care about my friends and the people that I'm trying to help. So we're trying to get to the market as quickly as possible and just really establish Capnos as the name to see, and really establish ourselves in the market that way.
So what is your target channel of distribution?
Yeah, great question, Anthony. So for us, we're planning to launch a Kickstarter campaign in the coming months. So through that, much of our early orders will be direct to consumer with an online model. And we're also going to be fulfilling all our current pre-orders through that way as well. However, as I've mentioned, we've already began the conversation with retail store owners, convenience store, and vape store owners. And so with that, we're going to be selling wholesale. So if you know anyone who might be interested, feel free to reach out to me too. But additionally, there's going to be quit programs, schools if they decide to take us on, and other ways there as well.
Great. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here, and love your mission and your vision, and we wish you luck. So any of you who would like to vote for Capnos, stay tuned. We'll be giving voting instructions very soon. All right, so I think we're going to invite Jen back. Jen has some announcements that she'd like to make, and we'll move on to the next part of our program.
There we are. Thanks, Lisa. And what a great few presentations already. And I wondered if there were any Michigan Tech University alumni or fans. We know we got the Michigan State fans, and I'm sure we have a few U of M fans out there too. But I wonder if we have any Michigan Tech alumni in our group. I'm pretty sure that we do. And TCNewTech is really excited to be working with the team at Michigan Tech on a collaboration of our talent resources. And in fact, we have some exciting plans in the works for an event coming out later this summer, hopefully. So if you sign up for our newsletter or just keep following us on Facebook or YouTube, then you'll keep up on the current information, and you'll know when that special event is announced. But in the meantime, all the way from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, we have the Director of Industry Engagement, Cody Kangas, and the Director of Educational Outreach, Cassie Munoz. And I'm going to bring both of them on.
Hello. Right. Screen share.
And we're ready for an update, you guys. What's going on with Michigan Tech and our connection to the Grand Traverse region?
Yeah, thank you so much, Jennifer. I'm Cody Kangas, and Cassie and I here, along with another friend of ours there. I think he's watching right now, Bill Myers. We chair the Michigan Tech Grand Traverse Area Alliance. So there's probably a few of you who are watching through this platform now that haven't seen us up on stage in a while. But together with some Traverse City area stakeholders, we focus on delivering collaborative K-12 partnerships, higher education pathways, industry engagement, and economic development. And so, while we love coming down to the TC region, This actually would have been our first time not driving through snow in about 10 months. The world has changed a little bit since our most recent visit in March, but we're excited to be here virtually with you this evening. So with that in mind, rapid change. So, you know, we're here, Cassie and I are here, and our overall, you know, engagement with TCNewTech is ultimately, it's rooted in this knowledge that your community is vibrant, right? It's agile, and it embodies the same spirit of entrepreneurialism that we have at Michigan Tech. And so in the spirit of tonight, with all the pitches and our fellow presenters, we wanted to share this quote from one of our more successful alumni, Conwell Recchi. You know, at Michigan Tech, we really do have a long history of inspiring innovation, and we're thrilled to support this community, the TCNewTech community, at such an opportunistic time in our collective history. So, speaking of agility, when the COVID crisis hit, Michigan Tech was ready to respond. We're a community of problem solvers. And so a number of our community faculty, researchers, staff, students put our talents to work to help our community, our state, our nation, and really to navigate the impacts of the virus. So as you see on the screen, it says MTU sanitizer, testing lab, open source ventilators. I'm going to share in the live comments here in a moment a link where you can go out and you can see this presentation and click on these links. But ultimately, if anybody has some time, mtu.edu/unscripted is where you'll get to read more about all the various ways in which Michigan Tech is responding to the COVID crisis. Quick blurbs here, the MTU sanitizer, we essentially took a refrigerated shipping container and turned it into a PPE oven capable of cleaning units every 2 hours. We have our own testing lab now. I think it's 40 tests per hour or so. And then we're in the open source ventilator movement, and then actually starting to test wastewater for any implications of COVID in the wastewater. With that, I'm going to flip it over to Cassie.
Yeah, thanks. So on the educational side, Cody and I usually like to give some updates. So Michigan Tech this fall, we also have launched something called MTU Flex. And, you know, basically, you know, we're super fortunate that Michigan Tech is so technologically and research focused because really that, you know, all of these things that Cody just mentioned put us in a great position to be able to open this fall face-to-face and to be able to respond to the needs of the community as they arise. So MTU Flex basically means we're open face-to-face, but we're also prepared to pivot to remote instruction effectively at any time. We're also going to be ready to respond to the other disruptions that many students may not be thinking about, hopefully aren't thinking about now, including, you know, financial changes, needing to take care of family members, you know, lack of internet, those types of things. And, you know, being our location where we are, we do have a community of high needs. So we're pretty accustomed to responding to these things. And so, yeah, you know, Michigan Tech, we're known for our hands-on learning, and we're going to continue to do that. But we're also preparing to kind of change the way we look at education as a whole as well. Cody's the driver. So on that note, we also have something called Idea Hub, and that, you know, stands for Innovate, Design, Engage, Act. And really the Idea Hub at Michigan Tech is something that existed way before COVID, but we pivoted as well. You know, that's basically our center for innovation, and where we spin off a lot of different initiatives to change how we view education. Now, in the wake of COVID, we've really been kind of realizing that the future of education needs to look quite different. And so that's where the Idea Hub is coming in, and we would like to invite you all to engage with that as well. You know, we believe that education should prepare students for rapid change, and this is the perfect time to do that. So on that note, you know, as you all are out there, we've been hearing some great pitches tonight, and every time we come to TCNewTech, we're never disappointed by the incredible ideas coming out of this community. And we're here to offer Michigan Tech up as your pitch playground. You know, if you have a concept that is in any way related to education, or in which you feel that some of our research interests can help you out, even if you just need a pilot or even some sort of consulting from researchers in the field, reach out to us. The email is down there on the screen. Cody and I'd be happy to engage. And then if you want to stay plugged into the things that we're doing in Traverse City, you can see the QR code up there as well. We have a quarterly newsletter that goes out, and the next one will be coming out, I think later this week or early next week. So if you hit the QR code, enter your email, we'll be sure to get you that copy as well. And so with that, I'll turn it over to Cody for any last words.
Nope, thank you. We appreciate the opportunity, Jennifer and Lisa, and we look forward to getting back down there as soon as we possibly can. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's always great to hear from the Michigan Tech crew. Happy to have them back. And we are ready to get into the next section of our presentation. So voting has officially begun. You will see some directions for the phone number that you're going to want to send your vote to. And I think we just bumped the computer, and you should be able to see that again. But you're going to need your cell phone, and you're going to need the name of the company that you want to vote for. And each company will have a couple of letters representing that choice. And you will text those two CAP letters to the number 203-529-8755, which is at the bottom of your screen. And Jen, if you can hear me, if you can get that screen back up for everybody. So voting begins. You have 2 minutes to vote, so don't worry. It'll be back on in a second, and we'll make sure you know which company represents which code. Essentially, what we want to do is look for the business idea that is likely to scale and create employment and higher paying jobs. Our goal in Traverse City is to bring those high paying jobs to our area. And we want to remind you that, oh, it's working. It's working. Okay, so tell your friends, share the phone number, get to voting. We'll move down into a couple of announcements while you all are doing that. So BB for Locust, CC for Capnos, DD for Spellbound. We'll leave that voting number at the bottom of the screen, and we'll move into our job board conversation real quick. Am I right? Yeah, there we go. So at TCNewTech.org, we have quite a few ways for you to engage with TCNewTech itself, with the board of directors, with the community at large. And one of those ways that we communicate is for employment opportunities. So True Job was one of, gosh, they must have presented within the first year of TCNewTech. And they are an online job platform. And they have offered a link on our website, TCNewTech.org, where you can post job opportunities and or post your information if you're seeking a job opportunity. So if you head over to TCNewTech.org, you can kind of visit all the different drop-down menus. We also obviously have talked a lot about sponsors. We've talked a lot about membership, and there's the job board. Okay, so I wasn't making that up. And here we are with again our sponsors. So we want to just make sure that we give a lot of thanks to all of those folks who have made this evening and all of the background work that goes in tonight to our event nights. Make those things happen. So RJG, again, is our pitch prize sponsor. They've offered up $500 to the winner this evening. And Jen will let us know when we get to the point of So what we're doing right now is we are collecting all of these votes, and we are going to let you know here in just a moment who is going to be taking home the $500 that was generously donated. And it looks like we have a winner.
It's Brendan from Capnos.
Congratulations, Brendan.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you, everyone, for voting.
Yes, yes.
Thank you,
Wow.
Brendan. And
Yeah.
yeah, I apologize. I messed up the web address in our notes there, but you can always come back and watch this video again. You can also find information about all of the people that pitched on our website or our LinkedIn page or Facebook page, or just watch the presentation one more time. So let me get this last slide up on the screen here.
Congratulations. So that is Brendan with Capnos, and that's a wrap. So we are going to be seeing you all next month. We do have one more screen to share with you, and this is to if you have an innovative idea or have been working on a startup, we want to invite you to visit our website, TCNewTech.org, to apply to pitch for a future event. And we are starting to fill our pipeline for the rest of the year. It's easy and it's free. And we can talk to you about how to get there. If you feel like you have an idea and you're not quite ready, we have a lot of tools and resources at our disposal to assist you. We hope to see you at our next event. We will be gathering again down at the City Opera House, and or we'll be live streaming. So we'll still be meeting, and it will be next July 7th, 2020, same time, 6 p.m. Please engage with us at our website or any of our other online platforms, and thank you for coming. Anything else, Jen? Did I miss anything?
No, I think you did a great job. I really appreciate it, Lisa, and I appreciate everybody coming and supporting TCNewTech and supporting these new businesses, the startups and emerging businesses. They are a fantastic group of people. So have a great evening, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you. Good night.